Good morning, girls, and welcome to our grammar lesson today, which will be on direct speech. Now, we know that speech simply means spoken words, okay? For someone to say something, for someone to utter something, say speech, all right? Now, what is direct speech? Direct speech is a situation whereby you're saying what someone said exactly the way they said it. You're not changing up anything. Someone says something to you, anything at all, and for some reason you're writing it down. If it's in the direct speech, that means you're going to say exactly those person's words the way they said it. You won't switch or change up anything, and by in so doing you're going to be putting them in what we call quotation marks. We just had a lesson on punctuation, right? Although we didn't talk about quotation marks, it's not something strange to you. We've been using them, especially in the writing class, the story writing, where one of the things I looked out for was the use of dialogue words. In that, I remember that in that lesson, I had to digress a little bit and give you some bit of grammar lesson, teaching you how to use dialogue words and how to quote what a person has said. And you remember, in, immediately after the dialogue word, there are certain punctuations you have to observe, which are a comma first, assuming you're putting the speaker first and before what the speaker said. So in such a situation where you're putting the speaker first, you put a comma and then a quotation mark opening the quotation, the speaker's exact words, and at the end you put another quotation mark closing it. So quotation is not the punctuation mark, quotation marks is not strange to you. All right, so with that out of the way, let's go into the rules. First, remember that direct speech consists of the exact words of the speaker. I already said that. Now, rule 1 says we use direct speech to state exactly what someone has said. We have to place the exact words of the speaker between quotation marks. I already pointed all these out, so let's just quickly move on. It says Roy said, here beginning with the speaker, comma, see the dialogue word I talked about, or you call them speech verbs, okay? So it says immediately after the speech verb or the dialogue word, the one that you're very used to, you put a comma, and then this is the quotation mark here, opening the quotation. Open quotation, you state the speaker's words exactly how he or she said it, and then you put your punctuation here before the closing quotation mark. Now, rule 2 says we use quotation marks in pairs. When they say, you know the meaning of, if you say something is in pair, it means two at a time. So we use quotation marks in pairs, of course, one at the beginning, one at the end. So both forming a pair. So to begin what a person says, we use this quotation mark. See the way it's written? And to end what a person says, we use this one. Right example. In the first example here, they're beginning with the speaker's words. So, open quotation, please carry my books. Comma, close quotation, said Mrs. Robertson. And then the second example says, here we're beginning with the speaker and not the speaker's words. So Mr. Lean said, comma, and then quotation open, I'm going home, full stop, quotation close. The first two rules you're very much aware of them. They're just reminders. So the tricky thing, which I promised during that writing class, was the punctuation part, observing the grammar mechanics that come with it. When I say grammar mechanics, I'm referring to the aspects of punctuation and capitalization. So that is where it gets a little tricky, and that is where rules 3 and 4 are going to focus on. So I want maximum attention, please, as we go into these remaining two rules.